If you've ever had a day where everything felt too much and you hit the I can't moment, then keep listening, keep watching this. But not only did that happen to me this week, I accidentally uploaded my meltdown moment to YouTube for the whole world to see. Stick with me and I'll tell you the whole story. Ever had one of those days where you ask nicely 6 times, only to suddenly find yourself snapping like a rubber band, stretched too far? Yep, me too. In fact, not only did I lose it this week, but in a moment of pure exhaustion, I accidentally uploaded my raw, unedited podcast footage, complete with my full mum meltdown, to YouTube publicly. And you know what? Before I caught it, 3 people had already seen it, and all 3 gave it the thumbs up. Apparently, people love unfiltered realness. But this moment, as embarrassing as it was, actually turned into a powerful lesson about emotional resilience. Because here's the truth. We all lose our patience sometimes. The goal isn't to be perfectly patient 100% of the time. It's about how we bounce back. So if you've ever had one of those, why is this happening moments? This one's for you. Let's talk about why even the most patient people snap, the brain science behind frustration overload, how to recover and recalibrate after losing it, and why balance isn't about perfection. It's about the bounce back. Stick with me to the end of this episode and I will share all. Let's start with the build-up. When little things aren't so little, let me set the scene. The past few weeks, I've been extremely mindful about self-care because I've been processing some deep personal layers. My father's health is deteriorating, his heart is failing, and he's shared that he feels his body's giving up. It's been a lot to hold emotionally. At the same time, I've been working deeply with my clients, wrapping up extra projects ahead of the school holidays coming up, and preparing for a big trip to Sydney with my son Brayden, including a cruise. Needless to say, I've had a lot on my plate. On this particular day, I'd been working hard and was exhausted. So after picking up my son from school, I told him, Mum just wants a quick 30-minute nap, buddy. Can you play with Bella, our puppy, so she doesn't come wake me up? He agreed. But every 3 to 5 minutes, Bella was scratching at my door or pushing it open and jumping on my bed, waking me up. Why? Because Brayden wasn't playing with her. He was glued to his iPad, which was blasting at full volume. Half asleep, I called out, "Hey buddy, can you turn it down please?" And he did, for about a minute. Then the volume crept back up. This cycle repeated 6 times. By the time I got to film my podcast, already running on fumes, because I didn't get my nap, I could hear the iPad from the other end of the house. And that's when it happened, the moment I snapped on film. Mid-filming, I paused, turned my head, and yelled in full exasperation, "Brandon, I'm filming!" To be a fly on the wall, right? I guess some of you were. But in that moment, then, as if realizing just how done and exhausted I was, I sighed and with deep frustration muttered, "God damn it!" Still filming. Then took a deep breath and kept going. I finished recording, edited my episode, and uploaded it to YouTube. Only I didn't upload the edited version. I uploaded the raw footage, including my meltdown, publicly. And I didn't realize it until 3 people had already watched it. And all 3 gave it the thumbs up. So here's why we snap. You know, the brain science behind the meltdowns. Here's the thing. Losing our patience isn't a failure. It's actually a sign that our nervous system is overloaded. Our prefrontal cortex, the rational, logical part of our brain, helps us regulate emotions and make thoughtful decisions. But when we're exhausted, overwhelmed, or emotionally stretched, our amygdala, the brain's fight or flight center, hijacks the system. Suddenly we go from, "I got this," to, "I can't stand it anymore." In about half a second. And repetition fatigue is real. Hearing or saying the same thing over and over again literally triggers stress. So if you've ever felt yourself boiling over, you're not alone. Your brain is simply waving a giant red flag saying, you need a break. Stat. Let's have a quick chat about how to recover without the guilt. So what do you do after you snap? Because let's be real, trying to be zen all the time is unrealistic. The real power is in how we recover. 1, breathe and pause. Before your brain starts spiraling into guilt, take a deep breath. This actually calms the nervous system and stops the emotional spiral in its tracks. 2, self-kindness, not self-shame. Instead of beating yourself up, reframe the moment. I was overwhelmed. I lost my patience. I'm human. Moving on. 3, if needed, repair it. If your reaction impacted someone, especially a child, it's powerful to acknowledge it without over-explaining. I later said to my son, "Hey buddy, I'm sorry I snapped. I was just really tired and overwhelmed in that moment. It wasn't you." And that was it. No long speech, no excessive guilt, just a simple, honest acknowledgement. 4. Learn from it. Every meltdown has a lesson. For me, it was this. When I'm running on fumes, I need more rest before I hit breaking point. And I need a better system, maybe a noise limit rule or headphones. Both of us. Balance is about the bounce back. At the end of the day, balance isn't about never losing your patience. It's about how quickly you recover. It's about giving yourself grace, learning from the moment, and adjusting where needed. Because perfection isn't the goal, resilience is. And next time my son's iPad volume creeps up, well, I might just have to invest in some noise-cancelling headphones. For both of us. So over to you. Ever had a moment where you totally lost your patience? How did you recover? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your stories, so I know I'm not the only one. All right, I'm off to triple check, that I'm actually uploading the edited version of this podcast. And maybe, just maybe, adding noise-cancelling headphones to my shopping cart. See you next time.